Morning. Welcome to today's Power Up. It's good to have you guys here. We're doing a little bit early. I got some things to do, some things to accomplish today. I need that time slot free. So we just cranked it back a few hours. Got started a little early. So no matter where you are around the world, let's raise our San Pellegrino, raise our sparkling water, have a sip, and prepare ourselves for what's about to come today. Today's another one of those wonderful Saturdays where we get to demonstrate to the world truly what we want, right? Again, that's one of our things here in the copywriting campus. How you spend your Saturdays is going to show everybody else inside your legion, inside the boot camp, inside the entire campus, whether you're serious about being successful or not, right? Saturdays are the day to bring it, to show it. And there's no better way to get that started than watching a power up with your copywriting campus friends, your fellow students join together all over the world. Maybe you're in Bulgaria, maybe you're in Korea, maybe you're in Canada, maybe you're in California, but we all gather together. We enjoy our sparkling water. We join together with our focus. We grab our swords and feel powerful, and we refine our minds and refine our focus in order to move forward and achieve our goals. The campus competition has kicked off. We've seen some fantastic submissions. The units, the different legions are scrambling. It's kind of cool for me because like most of you guys are just in your one unit, which is how it should be. But I get to see all the units, so I get to see what the Tigers are doing, what the Wolves are doing, what the Eagles are doing, what the Gorillas are doing, and it's interesting to see which ones are maneuvering more strategically than the others at this stage. So I can kind of guess who's the winner is going to be, but time is going to tell, and I'm excited to see which unit actually pulls off what they're deciding to do, which ones rise to the occasion, which ones fall to the competition. Because that's the thing. This isn't some ridiculous competition like in the outside world where everyone's going to get a participation prize. There's going to be a winner, and then there's going to be three other losers, and it's going to be exciting to see who decides to rise to the occasion and become that winner as a unit, and who decides to just fall behind. Right? Time will tell. Today, I want to talk about a very important core principle for success, specifically success as a man. As a man, I don't know if there's anything more important than your self-respect. I've thought long and hard on this. I've seen in my short lifetime, I have spoken with and helped and served thousands and thousands of individual men face to face. And I've helped them achieve their goals and I've helped them move forward based on different things I've done in the past. I'm not going to talk about all the things I've done in the past inside of that realm, but I've spent a lot of time helping individuals. And as I compare and contrast the ones who are successful to those who are not successful, the ones I see who are upset at them, and there's an important distinction here. There's a difference between being dissatisfied and moving forward positively to create a new life. That's different than being bitter, right? And being bitter angry. There's like positive angry, and then there's like bitter angry. And you can use the former. You can use the positive anger to move yourself forward and become a better man. But you really can't do anything with bitter energy. Negative and bitter anger is a poison, right? And I've seen it in too many men, right? I've seen people who reach their 40s, 50s, 60s even, and they've got that bitter anger at themselves and dissatisfaction because they haven't achieved things. They're angry at their spouse, they're angry at their job, they're angry at the politics. And every single time when I peel back the onion, when I go through the layers and I think more and more about it, talk to them about their lives, it becomes extremely apparent that the reason they are upset, the reason they are blaming these outside forces in their life is because they have failed to take responsibility and they have lost their self-respect. As a man, if you have self-respect, it empowers everything you do. You interact with others better. You interact with yourself better. You're able to accomplish more things. You have the confidence to move forward and learn new skills like copywriting, for example. You have the ability to create powerful, meaningful relationships with others, including women. And you have the ability to hold yourself upright and walk amongst high caliber men with and earn their respect, right? Your ability to achieve goals, your ability to sell, it all depends on your self-respect, the amount of respect you have for yourself. Now, this is a lot different than what the world talks about when it comes to like self-esteem, right? Because the world will tell you, oh, like you're worth it, like you're so special the way like That's not what I'm talking about. As a man, self-esteem is not the same thing as self-respect. You earn self-respect. And as I've worked with these different men, as I've talked to them about it, it became extremely apparent that at some point in their lives they stopped they stopped doing the things knew they were supposed to do, and they started lying to themselves, right? They, stopped going to the gym, they stopped training, they stopped working hard, they stopped pushing for their goals, they stopped trying to improve themselves, they started sleeping in. And as they did that, they lost their own self-respect, and then their relationship soured, then their finances soured, all based off of that lack of self-respect and self-discipline. This is a sobering concept if you really think about it. I'm sure all of you can look over your life and think about people and probably there's one or two people that stand out like really big in your mind of people who've done this, who've lost their self-respect and live empty shells of their lives. It might be a family member, it might be a friend, it might be an old acquaintance, but you can think of people who have no self-respect, and you can just think of them, and you feel that bitter, angry vibe around them, and you don't want to be around them, no one wants to be around them, and they're headed in a terrible direction, right? So so it's extremely important to avoid, if you want to avoid a terrible life, you need to build self-respect. However, if you want to build a good life and you want to be a powerful person and enjoy masculine excellence, you have to build self-respect. All of the best men I know, and you guys know some of the men I know, all the best men I know, the highest achievers, the ones who have risen to the highest level, all have built massive, massive self-respect. And it's really the foundation. And when you peel back the layers, when you connect the dots, it's really the foundation of all that they have achieved is their ability to build their own self-respect. So the question is, how do you build self-respect? And I'm going to tell you, it's a very complicated formula. It takes 13 different steps, and it might take you 10 years. Not really. It's actually extremely simple. It is a very, very simple principle. You can implement it today. Here's how you build your self-respect. You tell yourself you are going to do something, and then you go and do it. And you repeat that process over and over again. Self-respect is the trust you have in yourself to do the right thing, right? And trust is built on successful traits of promises and benefit. You make a promise to yourself and then you back it up. You make a promise and you back it up, and you do that enough times over a period of time, and you begin to trust and respect your ability to accomplish what you say you're going to accomplish. Now, you can make this extremely simple. This happens on the micro. This happens on the minute by minute level in your life. If you tell yourself, I'm going to write a paragraph and then I'm going to get up and do 10 push-ups, simple, not that difficult. If you tell yourself to do that and then you do that, afterwards you feel a feeling of self-accomplishment, of self-respect, and you just chase that feeling. You do that over and over again. You tell yourself, okay, over the next 5 minutes, I'm going to do X. Then you do it. And when you do it, your mind and your body and everything revels in that feeling of, we did it. We are who we say we are. We do what we say we do. And it builds your power, right? And it's on a micro level. As you do this, you will build your own self-respect. As you do this with others, right? You say things. We talk a lot about being a sayer, and so it's one of the core values inside of the copywriting campus. You say you're going to do something out loud, then you have to do it. When you do that, when you fulfilled that promise you make to yourself and others that you've spoken out loud, you earn self-respect. And you just consistently do that for the rest of your life, because the alternative is depressing. But the reward of making and keeping those promises, even on a small level to a large level, is the reward is everything you've ever wanted. That's how you build yourself to be the kind of man who excels on every metric of human life. That's how you develop yourself into the caliber of man. It's interesting when we say the word caliber of man. Like, caliber is in reference to, at least for me, it's in reference to bullets. You've got like the 22, which is 0.22 of an inch, right? And you've got like a 50 caliber, which is 0.50, which is, 50 or, half of an inch as far as its actual diameter. It's caliber is a measure of diameter, of size. I talk a lot about building building yourself into a bigger, better man, right? It's not so much literally physical size, but it's like the size of your spirit, the size of your strength, the size of your self-respect. If you want to become the caliber of man that you see out there in the world that you wish to become, you have to go through this process of building your self-respect layer by layer, inch by inch. It's like a tree that grows ring by ring over the years, right? And you can accelerate this process simply by making more micro commitments to yourself and keeping more of them per day than the average man, right? The average man makes maybe one per day. If you make 25, you say, I'm going to do this push-up, I'm going to do this prospecting, I'm going to learn this lesson, I'm going to do this practice, and you do those things, you back up, you accelerate the process by getting more in per day than the average man. And you can build insane self-respect, absolute rock solid self-respect, confidence in your ability to do what you say you're going to do and to accomplish what you set out to do over the course of a matter of weeks or months. You can transform from being from questioning your ability to do things. How am I going to help this person increase their copy? Or how am I ever going to be able to make some money? Maybe I could try making a small win of like $50, to being able to say, you know what, I can approach anybody. And if I decide to find a way to improve their business, I will find a way to improve their business. If I decide to find a way to create, to earn $5,000 in value from this business, I will set out and I will decide to find a way to provide at least $20,000 of value to them. How will I do that? I have the confidence I will do that. And then you can go out and actually back it up because you've got this history of times in your life, this library of memories of past history where you have made a promise to yourself and kept it over and over again. So when you reach that big one, it's extremely easy for you to believe that. Once you believe that, you can act in a way that will actually generate the results. And then you can become the man you want to be. Self-respect is foundational. It's the main thing I see lacking in most men. The world is designed to try and distract men and keep them from doing this process. If you can remove those influences and focus on making a promise to yourself and then keeping it, that's all you have to do. And you just do that over and over again, all day, every day, all Saturday for the rest of the day. Make promises and keep them. And at the end of the day, I promise you, you'll walk away feeling stronger, more confident, more in control of your life and in control of your future. And when you show up on that client call, they can feel that. People want to work with people who respect themselves. You never want to work with a guy who doubts himself or doesn't respect himself, obviously, right? That's why people don't like working with fat slobs. They look at him and they're like, dude, if you don't even like yourself and if you don't even respect yourself enough to not allow yourself to become fat, like, why would I ever trust you with anything important in my life, right? It goes the other way around. If you've built the body, if you exude that self-respect, people want to work with you. They're like, oh, this guy obviously respects himself. He trusts himself. He works hard. I can feel that this guy has a strong spirit because he's built up this history of making promises to himself and work. I can feel it. I'm going to trust him with my livelihood, right? Because that's essentially what these clients are doing with you. This process is key. It's foundational. It's extremely simple. Make promises to yourself and keep them, and do it over and over and over again in your life. And watch how your self-respect blossoms and grows, and how you're able to accomplish anything you set your mind to accomplish in the near future. Gentlemen, this has been a good call. We've got a lot of things to do today. We've got a wonderful Saturday ahead of us. The serious legions out there are working overtime today to get a leg up on their competition. So I'm excited to see how that continues to go. I'm excited to see which ones of you inside of each legion rise to the challenge to help lead and help your fellow students achieve success in this wonderful undertaking we have taken on this September. Gentlemen, I will talk with you later. I will talk with you again tomorrow. This has been a wonderful call. I will see you later. We're going to end the call here. I'm going to pause for a second so it doesn't cut off for you guys, but I'll see you guys again tomorrow.